Carp. It's just when hunting up in North Texas. A brief rainstorm had moved through the area, and I've started my hunt. And I've got hogs out there at about 600 yards, and no cattle in sight in the pasture where the hogs are. All the cattle are up in the pasture with me right now.
Still daylight, and we've got a bunch of hogs across the creek.
Well, as I headed down across the creek towards the hogs, the cattle came right with me, and the cattle are now where I want to be. And so I moved into the brush, up one to the hogs, unfortunately. Now, early in the evening...
Alright, this is for Dave at Druid Hill Armory.
I'd spoken to Dave about the bullets performance that I'm using, that I'm shooting through my Lone Star Armory TX-15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced from Lone Star Armory. Now, at this point, I needed to make a decision because I thought that the wind was going to get me busted. I'd seen a sow in this direction. I looked over, this looked like a sow. I identified it as a sow. I didn't give it a second thought. And obviously, as the hog turns, that's a boar, not a sow. But I had it in my mind that it was a sow, and so that's the hog that I was going to shoot. The boar goes down. The second shot misses, and the rest of the hogs disappear into the brush. And as I pan over, there are some of the cattle standing where I would have liked to have been hunting.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
The boar came in at 160 pounds. It's now a couple hours later, and I've moved to the property next door, and I've had hogs come out from the direction of the previous property. These may actually be the same hogs that I shot at earlier. At this point, I'm just taking stock of the population of hogs that I'm seeing, make sure that there are no cattle or calves mixed in with them.
Alright, when they run, they're probably going to run away from me towards the tree line.
So since the hogs came out of the tree line a bit earlier, that's the direction that I'm expecting them to run when I start shooting. Alright, I didn't want to make the mistake that I made earlier, so I'm going to take inventory of all these hogs and figure out who is who and where they are. Now, a lot of the hogs are in low enough grass where I can clearly identify whether they're male or female. Some are in some taller grass. But I definitely want to start with a sow and not a boar. Alright, this one looks like a good candidate. And I like this shot. I came away with a 140-pound sow and a 95-pound boar. And I did have some time to do some necropsy work on these hogs, and they will be discussed in Carpe Analysis, the Trauma Diaries number 25. Carpe sus, my friends.